if you'll try to remember how interactions between two people were in before the pandemic. So a business meeting was between two or maybe a few more people, but each one held a tablet or a laptop or a smartphone in his hand, and he could share visual content during the conversation.
Right.
And it's just natural to have these possibilities today as well.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley, in partnership with Leumi Tech, sponsored by Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Turing, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, and in media partnership with CTech. It is undeniable that the way that we consume media and entertainment is fundamentally changing before our eyes. Well, in this last year, we also learned that the way that we interact with our colleagues and friends has tremendously changed, a lot of it moving to video and digital. Well, Dror Benjamin, our guest for today, is also going to revolutionize that. Meet Dror, founder and CEO of VidiPlus. Dror is a serial entrepreneur, visionary, and world-recognized expert in visualization and video content. His concepts are not only unique, but also help generate revenue streams from medical device giants. Dror's ability to recognize future trends enabled him to successfully expand Arcreative, a virtual design house specializing in visual content, and also venture off into several other arenas. Benjamin's most recent mission is to help people overcome remote work and digital challenges by bringing AR video conferencing software, VidiPlus, to millions. Dror Benjamin, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Good afternoon.
Hi, Michael. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show. Your fun fact said that you speak, I believe, 4 languages. I believe it was Romanian, Italian, English, and Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken, and that you read in all of them and immerse yourself. But I think the real fun fact is that you look exactly like Matt Damon. And I'm sure many people have told you that before.
True.
Yeah. Well, so we'll shrug that off, but it's a very big compliment. I love Matt Damon, and so does most of the world. So use it to your advantage. But today we're not talking about Matt Damon. We're talking about video conferencing and VidiPlus and how you're looking at this emerging world that's around us that is completely accelerated in this last year. You'll tell some more about that soon. But doing it in a really, really cool way, and you already gave me a little bit of a glimpse. But Dror, who are you? How do you get into the video conferencing space?
So first of all, I'm a designer and a creative person. I studied architecture and design in the late 90s in Italy, Florence and Rome, where I also studied Italian. So this is where I began my journey. I'm a visual guy, and during my career as an entrepreneur in the past 15 years, I also began to learn more and more about sales and marketing. And I have another company named Arcreative, where we help the biggest brands in the medical device world, such as GE Healthcare, Siemens Healthineers, and many others, market, sell, and launch their products with advanced visualization.
So you're starting your career, at least from the academia perspective, you're starting it with design and architecture. Do you always have this affinity for design and architecture? Is this sort of what you really want to do?
Well, it's I think that one of the things that characterize me is creativity, and this is something that I found out about myself when I was a little boy. My grandmother, when I was about 5, she taught me how to paint and draw, and I fell in love in this world. So yes, I believe it happened in real early stage in my life.
And so then how do you transform then to not running one business, but running two companies, one hardcore in the design space, from what I understand, but one not really just in design, but more about, work and collaboration and productivity. How does that fit together?
So when the pandemic started, I spoke with many of my clients, which are sales and marketing executives worldwide. I have a very close relationship to my clients, and I asked them about their new challenges and new problems that they are facing during these new times. And they all talked about the same problems: not being able to meet with clients, not being able to product demo their products, sales funnel that got stuck mainly in the final stages of the process. And back in April last year, I saw the solution in my eyes, and now you can see it. We can now
I
in
have to say,
any video platform.
I do have to say before you continue to explain, I saw you gave me a glimpse of this literally 3 minutes before we started, and my reaction was like, "Whoa!" So now I'm a little bit now I understand what's happening, but this is really really cool. What the hell am I seeing over here? This is crazy.
So this is an augmented reality solution. It's a virtual software solution for video meetings platforms. Basically, our life changed, as you know, and now we can find ourselves in different platforms every day, conducting business meetings. We can be in Zoom, Teams, Google. Then we can jump into LinkedIn Live and maybe a virtual conference. And with VidiPlus, you can basically show any kind of visual content during the meetings.
Wow.
It's a great tool, and it started as a tool for marketing and sales. They can now show visually any kind of message they have during the conversation.
Wow.
We can now also product demo.
How does this whole thing work? I mean, so I get that, there's overlays and there's graphics. How are you able to show it so clearly? This is crazy.
So this is something that we're working on in the past year, and we just recently launched. The idea is we wanted to create tools. By the way, when you pointed the items, they became transparent, so you can emphasize specific details in the image.
Wow.
So my goal is to create as close experience in virtual meetings as we had in real-time meetings. So it's essential that we will remain big in the frame, that we will see the people that we're talking with. I have to see also your body language, right? To see how the conversation is moving forward. You have to see me. We are the presentation, not PowerPoint and us hidden behind it. So this is the idea.
I mean, you said a second ago that you want to make the video conferencing experience as close as possible to the real. I don't remember the last time that I had a beating heart floating next to me in a real person meeting or another medical device. And I assume now this is tying closely to the other work that you do. And I have to say these designs are beautiful, and I'm really curious because what you're articulating here is this great future, and you're saying we're video conferencing on a regular basis. We're limited by the things we're able to show, because if we want to screen share, we lose our own ability to see us. We lose the ability to see the other people. We have this ability now to show these beautiful products, graphics, movies, whatever, to the people around us while we're still in the frame. How does it all work? Why is this not something that we see everywhere around us?
First of all, this is something new that we have discovered and produced, and I can tell you that we have a lot of very interesting collaborations that we are working on. I want to share with you one of them now. It's a company named BioDigital, and they have a huge repository of 3D human anatomical models. And now I am connected into their cloud system. And this, I believe, is going to be a revolution in telehealth and medical education. So as you can see, I can now, during the call, during the video, I can show you different parts. I can point at the items.
That's amazing.
So
I have to say that one of the things that impressed me the most was the fact that, you know, we're using the same software that I've been using to record these podcasts, and all of a sudden I have a beating heart in front of me. And, you know, at first when I tried understanding, you know, okay, what is it? What is VidiPlus? What is happening? I said, okay, wow, are they competing with Zoom? Are they competing with Google Hangouts? No. They're providing an experience that Zoom and Google Hangouts right now cannot, and it's beautifully integrated. This is just so cool.
And it's not just this, but the idea is now. By the way, I'm showing you a 3D model. We also support 3D models, so I can manipulate the 3D model during the conversation.
Amazing.
It's not just this. We have to. We find ourselves in 5 different platforms every day. So now we're using a different platform. It's not Zoom, it's not Teams, and it's not Google. But you see, I'm in with VidiPlus. For example, I can tell you that WhatsApp. You can also share our content in WhatsApp calls, and WhatsApp, I believe, is going to be a very important tool for quick sales meetings in the future. This is something that we didn't think about earlier, but
why is that? Why
you don't need to, because when you want to have a meeting in Zoom or in Teams, you need to fix a meeting. You need to have a calendar meeting arranged. In WhatsApp or Messenger, you can just call someone and then tell him, for example, I have to show you something. Just open your camera for a second, and boom, you're on with the content.
Walk me through the journey of coming. You know, we're entering the pandemic, and you're mentioning that, you know, you understand that there's this big need, and you're talking to a lot of sales and marketing executives. A year later, we're here, and you're showing me a 3D model of an airplane, a skeleton of a human with your ability to interact with that skeleton in real time, or a beating heart in augmented reality next to you. Walk me through some of the crazy things that happened this year to make this happen. How do you make this happen?
Well, first of all, the pandemic is a crazy thing that happened, and I'm in my 15 years of career, I did several changes. So I'm used to making changes, big changes, and I also like to learn different things. So I was very excited about what is happening in the world. I was very excited to see and learn that we're transforming into a virtual world. By the way, I think we were thrown 25 years into the future when the pandemic started. And now we know that nothing will go back to how things were, because most people like what they saw. We like this virtual world. In many ways, it brought us many good things.
Right.
So just my mission, as I said, was to find the right ways. And I know it looks simple, but the technology is very complicated. but the idea is to make it as simple as possible.
I have to say, it doesn't look simple at all to me. I bet, any technologist who's looking here, the simple fact that when you move your finger to that object, it becomes transparent. And I'm guessing that soon you'll be able to also interact things with augmented reality with your hands, just intuitively, the place where we're going, the opportunities are endless. What has been the feedback?
Sure.
People see this. Do they have the same response as I did right before we started the podcast?
Yes. Every person that sees VidiPlus for the first time reacts in the same way. It's a big difference from what we're used to see. But I can say if you'll try to remember how interactions between two people were before the pandemic. So a business meeting was between two or maybe a few more people, but each one held a tablet or a laptop or a smartphone in his hand, and he could share visual content during the conversation.
Right.
And it's just natural to have these possibilities today as well.
And so today you wake up and you go to work and you have a phenomenal team working with you on VidiPlus, and you're imagining the future. What is the priority? What do you do as the leader of this great innovation? It's a really cool inflection point because you have this great technology. It's still not widely adopted. I'm guessing that 0.00001% of your potential market, even knows about this. What happens? What do you do now?
So first of all, we talk all the time with our clients and users. We see what are their pain points. I'm entering a lot of meetings and discussions to understand creatively how we can help them make their meetings more productive and successful. And I can tell you that we have many more things coming soon, and I'll be more than happy to share them with you.
Well, I think we're gonna have to do a few more episodes along this journey because I have no doubt that sooner or later we're gonna have all of these abilities and more, in all of our interactions, and that's just a given. And this is the first time I've seen anything like this. And I see a lot of technology. I see a lot of things. This is really, really cool. It's really, really nice. How big of a part do you think your creativity played in all of this? The fact that you're an architect by profession and you're an interior designer, I saw, and design has been a big part of your life.
Yes. Well, I think that I wouldn't have come up with this idea and with this solution and direction if I wouldn't have had this path made in my life. I think it was crucial to come from the visual world, combine it with sales and marketing for so many years. I attended and experienced numerous sales and marketing presentations and meetings, and it was essential for me to be there and absorb it to come up with this. So it wouldn't have happened probably in any other way.
Dror, this is very, very cool. Thank you for coming and sharing with me both, your own journey, but also this really, really cool technology that caught me completely by surprise. And I have a few fun questions for you if you're ready.
Okay, let's try.
Let's try. Favorite subject in school? I think I know what it's going to be, but I'll let you surprise me anyway.
None really. I was a very bad student.
But did you have a favorite subject?
I think design, probably.
Right. One of your role models, somebody that inspires you in one way or another.
Well, I would think about my mother. She's one of my biggest role models. She's a very strong person. She had a very successful career, studied all the time.
I love that. And 3 words that you would use to describe yourself, or if I would ask anybody, who is Dror Benjamin? Who is Dror? Who is he?
So I think probably creativity, I think, is the main thing that describes me. And I think also boldness.
Okay.
I like to take.
You take risks.
Yes, I don't mind taking risks when I see a big opportunity. And I'm a relaxed person.
I can see that. I can see that it's, a lot of people try to be relaxed, and I try to be relaxed, but I'm even through the video, and we're talking about the limitations of video versus in person, I'm getting that really calm and confident vibe, which is just very, very energizing in a weird way. I'm leaving this conversation, 20-minute leaders, it takes a lot of energy. I'm leaving here with more energy than I came in with, and I feel that relaxation, but at the same time, I feel the boldness, and I feel the creativity and the big surprise that happened there. So Dror, thank you very, very much for coming. I really appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, and I look forward to doing more episodes together, learning more about what you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you. Bye-bye.